Okay, welcome to day 6. We're going to have more about domain and range. So let's talk about interval notation. Interval notation is a notation that shows the set of all numbers between and including two endpoints. So parentheses, when we use these parentheses, that means that it is not included. So this is used when we have open dots on a graph. The other one are brackets, and those are used when they are included. And on a graph, that's when closed dots. So again, that's not included, where parentheses, open dots, brackets when they are included, and we see closed dots on the graph. Okay, so let's look at an example here. So express the following solution set in interval notation. So basically we got to see, okay, where am I going? What's the furthest left and right? Where are the bounds? Well, this arrow thing, this means that it's continuing left forever. So that means that it's going to be negative infinity. And this is how we write that. It looks like a sideways 8. So that is negative infinity. And then where does it go up to? Well, if I look here, I can see that it stops at this point right here. That's 3. And we have a closed dot there. So closed dots mean it's included, so we're going to use a bracket. When it's not included, we have open dots or an arrow showing that we can't ever touch infinity, so that's why this one has a parenthesis. So up to 3, and then we're going to use a bracket. So that's how we write that. It shows that we start at negative infinity, going left forever, and negatives are to the left, that's why it's negative infinity, up to 3, but including 3, that's why we use a bracket. Okay, I'm going to skip past this next one so that you can try that one on your own. So I'm going to move down to this next example, graph the following intervals on a number line. So this one says I'm starting at negative 3 and I'm going up to 4. So on my number line, I need to include numbers starting at negative 3 and going up to 4. So I started off by just putting numbers here on my number line, starting with negative 3 and going up to 4. And now I'm going to worry about, okay, well, what are my endpoints? Well, I have one at negative 3, and that one is included. So when it's included, I need to use a closed dot. That's where the bracket means. So I'm going to put a closed dot on negative 3. And then if I look over here, I've got 4. That one is not included, so that means that I need to use an open dot. Okay, so it can be, those are the endpoints, but then it can be anywhere in between, so I need to make sure that I cover my number line, showing that it can be anywhere in between those 2 points. Okay, so that's how we graph those. And I'm going to leave this one so you can try one on your own in class. Okay, let's move down to the next part. So what do we do when there is no endpoint to an interval? That's when we use our negative infinity and infinity symbols. So hopefully you can make yours look a little bit better, but we use the negative infinity or infinity symbols. Okay, let's go on to interval notation. Is extremely valuable when reporting the domain and range of a graph. So domain are our inputs. Remember, those are the set of x values of a relation x comma y. So domain is determined by reading a graph from left to right. Those are where our x values are, left to right. Then we have our range. Those are our outputs. That's the set of y values of a relation x comma y. So the range is determined by reading a graph from the bottom to the top. We always go lowest to highest. That's why we have to go bottom to top, and that's why we go left to right. Okay, so let's find the domain of the graph. So if we look from left to right, well, if I move from the left side of the graph all the way till I hit the function, oh, that's the first time I hit the function. So it starts at that x value right there. That's 0. And there is actually a point there, so I'm going to say 0, that's included. So that's why I use a bracket there. And then if I look to keep going this direction, well, I see an arrow. That means that it's going right forever. So I have to write to infinity. And remember, infinity is not actually something I can touch, so we have to use a parenthesis around that. Okay, and then I look for the next one. Well, then for range, those are y values. You gotta go bottom to top. Look at the bottom of my graph. Starting, the first time I see it is right there. Oh, that's an arrow. That means it's going down forever. So I start with negative infinity with a parenthesis. And then if I look to the top, it says that it's going up forever here with this arrow, so that means that it's going up forever. I have to use infinity there. And again, parentheses around that because we can't actually touch infinity. It just means it goes forever. It's not a point I can actually touch. Okay, so that's it for this video. We'll see you tomorrow so you can try the view on your own and continue on the classwork. Have a good night.